Well, hi. Today is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, and this is another episode of Morning Coffee. I'm Todd Studer. Thanks for waking up with me or ending your day with me, whenever you happen to be watching this episode. I was watching the Yellowstone latest episode last night. Yes, I know it's a day late, but, that's how things work now. It's fine. And I'm not sure what my remote heard. But because it's connected to Siri, you say Siri, and then the remote will go find whatever you want. I saw the blue line come across the bottom of the screen, and we didn't say anything. And then this is what I heard. Sorry, I thought you said my name. Do you think that's a little spooky to hear that coming across your television? Wow. I had to pause Yellowstone and we just kind of laughed about it. That was about as a freaky thing that I think has happened to me in a very long time. Yeah, I get technology is wonderful, but sometimes you take it too far, and that may be an example of it. Also, I want to tell you just real briefly about somebody that I met yesterday, and I'm going to give him a free plug here. He doesn't know that I'm doing this, but his name is Jim Motz, and he wrote this book, I Asked God to Kill Me, and it says how my journey from despair and addiction will help you optimize your life through discipline, consistency, and faith. Very interesting man, and I really enjoyed getting to meet him, and he ran and got me a copy of his book. And also, he has his own podcast. It's called Ministry of Freedom Show, and you can find it on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you can check that out. But thanks, Jim, very much for the book. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I will read it this week, and I'm really looking forward to it. Also, a big thank you to Foxco Fabrication, because I'm getting updates that the sign is coming very, very soon. It's been getting sandblasted, and then it's powder coated, and I've heard about the colors, and we're going to have this really cool sign hanging right behind me. He said it's big and it's heavy, so it's going to take a little installation to get this done, but I'm looking forward to it. So Rick is taking care of that. He's also working on another project that we're kind of hinting at it a little bit. I can't give any details about it, but I can tell you will be able to see it. So that's about as non-cryptic as I can be about it. So go to foxcofab.com, check out all of the wonderful things that you can get. Holiday season is here. If you need some new Christmas presents, or I'm not sure if there's time now to get things done if you want mugs to give away for Thanksgiving, but getting Christmas orders in now would be a definite way to go. So foxcofab.com, take a look at some of the different things that are there. And don't forget, if you're ordering cups or mugs, to use the discount code COFFEE10, and that gets you an extra 10% off. Also, we want to say thank you to Travis at AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning and Waldstein Plumbing, and be sure to check out his latest podcast on Circle of Trades. Travis brought on a new apprentice that he has. Sam came on with us, and Sam did a phenomenal job, and it's really interesting to hear from a young man who's just starting his career in the trades, and what it is that he wants to be able to accomplish with his new emerging career. I have a feeling that Sam's going to be very, very successful, and I think you'll see why when you watch the podcast. So you can find Circle of Trades. The audio version is on Spotify, or search Circle of Trades on YouTube, and then you can watch that podcast as well. I also had an opportunity very recently to catch up with one of the winners from the Rev Pitch competition that was, we're coming up on a couple of weeks ago now in Council Bluffs. His name is Byron Graham, and Byron has a nonprofit in town. It's Council Bluffs Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. I got it out without stumbling, Byron. How about that? But he was the People's Choice Award winner and won $500 from Rev. How about that? And I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and bring Byron on and learn a little bit more. With us now, Byron Graham, Council Bluffs Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. I really wish you would pick a name that's a little easier to pronounce, because it's a mouthful to get all of that out. But congratulations on all of the success that you're having so far with the Academy.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it, Todd. Well, you can always say CB, BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Council Bluffs. So if CB, BJJ is easier, hey, that works for me too.
There's kind of a cliche about successful businesses starting in someone's garage. You hear about it all the time, but you literally did this when you came to Council Bluffs. You started your academy in your garage.
Well, if anyone studies the history of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in America, when Jiu-Jitsu first came to the West Coast, California, the Gracie family, which is kind of, uh, I would say they're the main people that started Jiu-Jitsu in America. They started in their garage, and that was kind of the normal thing. Now, go 30 some years later, I think that mindset now, most jujitsu schools are now in, major facilities and have high rent and everything else. But starting in the garage is not uncommon for jujitsu.
You and I first met shortly after you got here. You moved your family in the dead of winter to Council Bluffs. And what was it, a couple of
Yeah.
weeks after you got here, you and I met?
Yes, literally 2 weeks after I think right when we barely moved into our house here, almost 2 years ago in December.
Tell me about the decision to make the move and also the decision to choose Council Bluffs, because I know that you were looking to get out of California, but and you had options to go pretty much anywhere, but you chose Council Bluffs. So talk about that decision a little bit.
So I literally put my house up for sale in California, and my house of 21 years for sale in California. I guess sort of looking for something new in my life. My wife and I, we traveled around the country for the last 4 years with our nonprofit, helping kids, donating money to kids in jiu-jitsu. And, I really wanted to open my own school. California has a lot of jiu-jitsu, so it just made more sense for me to look for a place that was much more affordable. And literally sold our house since we were already people that were, roadworthy. It wasn't that big of a deal for us to just get on the road and travel, and we literally found Council Bluffs. I would say a leap of faith.
I think it's a fascinating story, and also takes a lot of courage. And I met you, and I met your wife, and I know you guys you're perfectly matched. And I
Yeah,
think that it's inspirational to be able to watch that, and your family's growing since you got here.
yeah. As soon as my wife was, I believe, 6 months pregnant at the time we moved to Council Bluffs. And then she had our son Carlton. We have a son named Forrest, and then she had our son Carlton in March of 2023. So yeah, it was a lot of change to do in a very short period of time. Literally, we moved here 2022 December. We had our child in March of 2023. Opened our school in our garage in May of 2023, and then eventually moved our school to Community Christ Church sub-basement in November of 2023. So we're celebrating our first year at the church basement, actually.
How did your first students find you?
I think word of mouth. We didn't do really any marketing outside of word of mouth and sort of people driving by seeing us on the street, actually. The street I live on happens to be a major thoroughfare, so a lot of people would drive by. I had a sign out front, and kind of really like the way the Gracies did it back in the day, just word of mouth, and people who were curious about jiu-jitsu always wanted to train jiu-jitsu. Since this town here didn't have any jiu-jitsu school at the time, I figured, wow, this would be a great opportunity for us here.
Tell me about your background, getting into jujitsu. At what point in your life did you decide that this was right for you? And then talk about your journey a little bit through that.
I am 52 years old, and I started jiu-jitsu at 42. I was going through some life changes, got divorced in 2017, and had some epiphanies. I started training jiu-jitsu in 2014. And then, like I said, I got divorced in 2017, and I knew I needed something in my life. And jiu-jitsu was that thing that really kind of started connecting the dots as far as how to build good relationships with people. And I was hooked right away. And then once I got divorced, I was like, man, I really want somebody in my life that would, you know, be a part of this jujitsu thing with me. And fortunately, God willing, I met Britt, and literally, we literally got together and we started the nonprofit, like I would say, all in the same 2.5 months of being together.
Wow.
So pretty good. Yeah. I started the nonprofit like literally like 2 weeks before we got together. And then once we got together, we had our first fundraiser, and it was amazing. It really set the stage for what we were going to do. And then a few months after that, we came up with the idea to start making jam for our nonprofit, and the rest is history.
It's great. We can hear your young people in the background,
Yeah, yeah, that little guy over
having
there.
fun. It's as we are recording this.
Yeah,
It's just an energy time of day. So that's just going to be part of it. I think it's great.
you
Uh,
know, you have to go with the flow in life and in jiu-jitsu, right, Todd?
I think that that's a perfect way to put it. Uh, Students, here's something that I found kind of interesting because I asked you this question a
Yeah.
week ago or so about how many students you had and where you were at, and you said, I don't know. It's not something you really track or pay attention to. You're more concerned about, having people in the classes and focusing on that.
Yeah, you know, people have a way of, you know, success in what business is, and of course, you know, most people will want to say success is finance, because that's what most of us want to believe. But true success is watching the life changing moments that I get to see every day. So when I see a young person come into jiu-jitsu, they start doing competitions because, you know, we're a self-defense competition school, and I grew up in jiu-jitsu with competitions. My wife also did competitions, so having that competitiveness, and then watching people that maybe never embraced their inner competitiveness or their inner development, watching someone do that in real time, I don't think there's a price you can put on that. And so we focus at our school on simple principles, just how do we get better, what does it take to get better. And like I said, we've done a lot of things in a very small period of time, and we've done it with very limited amount of people, but we have a great crew, just a great crew. I love it. I couldn't ask for more.
And it seems like the people just kind of come into your life as right at the time that you need them, and you are extremely good at recognizing that and seeing, okay, here's the person that I need here, and that's one of the things that really has impressed me about you, and also your willingness to just immediately get plugged into the community. I see you everywhere. You're out in a lot of different places, and the fact that you're down there at the Council Bluffs Farmers Market every Thursday through the summertime, you found a lot of value to that, and you were actually doing some demonstrations in the park with that too. So it's being a part of the community that you're in. I can tell is very important to you.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the key thing. That's why I moved to the Midwest. There's something about the value system in California has become really diluted as far as what community is, and the Midwest actually has the community values that I like, and which is real people getting together, you know, as they can say, breaking bread, actually being together and working on problems and working together. I hope that my gym develops this core group of people that if things ever go bad, we have people that we can always work together to help each other out. That's the ultimate goal. Like, it is one thing about training jujitsu, and I can talk all day about the value of training, but realistically, it's the value of the relationships you have in the community around you, which is the most important thing to me.
What age limits are there, top and bottom, in order to take part in what it is that you're doing?
Well, I mean, we have 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds that are doing jiu-jitsu, but there's a range within the 4-year-old, 5-year-old. We have a young man that's really athletic at 5 years old. He competes. He's really amazing. But then we have other 4 or 5 year olds that, we have a little kids class, and those kids, it's they don't have that ability yet, but we're always developing it. But as far as age, yeah, you hear that guy right there? As far
I
as
do.
age, it really doesn't matter because any age you can start training jujitsu, and this guy over here. Anyways, at any age you can really start training. Hold on, let me see if I can let me rile him up a little bit. Come here,
Okay,
bud.
we're good. I promise you, my man, we are just fine. I
Okay,
think
all right,
it's
I got him. I got him riled up.
I'm
So
having
as far as
I'm
age,
having a great time hearing it.
So as far as age, it really doesn't matter. A lot of people that say if you were into like wrestling or something like that, which a lot of people out here wrestled, wrestling has a ceiling at probably about 20 years old. 18 to 20 years old is your ceiling in wrestling. But in jiu-jitsu, because it's so, what's the right word? You can do it at any age. I started at 42. I'm 52 now. 10 years of training Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Does it have a toll on you? Of course, jujitsu's hard, but at the same time, it improves so many things in your life because now you're more physical. I think it really works on anti-aging more than anything else because you're moving your body, and we've had people that started training jujitsu with us, and within 6, 7 months lost 20, 30 pounds. Just amazing, and so we have the record of showing what happens when you're training, and yeah, I love every aspect of jiu-jitsu.
How does someone get involved if maybe they just want more information or they're ready to dive in? How do they do that?
The best way to get involved in jiu-jitsu is to reach out to our school. We have a website, cbbjj.com. You can also go to our Instagram. I believe it's _cbbjj. We also have a Facebook page, which is Council Bluffs Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And you'll find us. If you Google Jiu-Jitsu in Council Bluffs, you will definitely find us there. And it's once you kind of cross that threshold of jiu-jitsu, everything changes from there. And a lot of people realize that once they start training. It's something about jiu-jitsu that just, it clicks in your life, and it opens up a new door that maybe it's a door you never thought you'd ever see.
Before we let you go, Byron, you were part of the Rev Pitch competition and were selected as one of the spotlight businesses. And then it took a step further because everyone was voting on People's Choice Award, and
Yes.
you won that People's Choice Award and $500 from the Rev Pitch competition. Congratulations on
Yes.
that.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that was a big deal for us. We put our ourselves in that last year, and we weren't selected. And I felt it. I was like, I know we have something special here that we're doing in CB, but I also know a lot of people, are not familiar with jiu-jitsu enough. So it's kind of like I had to build up that base so that people would understand what jiu-jitsu is about, and also understand what we're doing out here in the community to really change lives, like in a permanent way. So winning People's Choice, I think it's like the best prize for us to win at this point. Hopefully next year we'll get that opportunity to put our nonprofit up for a pitch so that people can really see this value of what we're doing with jiu-jitsu in the community out here.
Yeah, isn't Byron a great guy? And I think it's great that we were able to hear his kids having fun in the background, and you can see that nothing phases him. He's just he's been really solid and steady ever since I met him. And as we talked about, it was just a couple of weeks after they got into town, moving here from California, and they have plugged themselves into the community. They've been doing some wonderful work here. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy continues to grow, and I'm really thrilled that everything is going well for them. Sprout Marketing Solutions is a choice that I think that you're going to want to make when it comes time to check out to advance your social media marketing or online marketing, or just check out the website and see everything that Kelsey Rollins and her team can do for you. And there's some pretty large clients coming on board with her because she's having so much success. We had an opportunity to talk with her just at the end of last week. So you can go back and watch that episode of Morning Coffee and learn more about everything that Kelsey Rollins can do with Sprout Marketing Solutions. And also, the Mile Away, north of Council Bluffs on Old Lincoln Highway, will be open for dinner beginning at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And also, check out their new Cornhole League that's going to be going on. And so you can get your team signed up for that. And there's going to have leagues going on. And it's going to be a lot of fun, something to do throughout the fall and winter months. And a little good competition is always good for everybody. That's what I say. And don't forget, while you're there, grab something to eat. Great food at the Mile Away on Old Lincoln Highway, north of Council Bluffs. Winterfest is only 3 days away, and it's going to be at Bayless Park. They'll be throwing the switch on the lights promptly at 6. There will be a countdown. You're going to want to be there for that, but because it's really beautiful when those lights first come on. And also, don't forget to stop over at the Masonic Lodge, because I will be there broadcasting, webcasting live on Facebook and on the Facebook page. And when you stop by, there's going to be, I'll have a sign there that has a QR code that will take you directly to the Les Hills Media and podcast page on Facebook. So you'll be able to see everything that's going on there. So be sure to stop by, say hi, get some free hot chocolate. That's all going on at the Masonic Lodge Friday night. And also roam around. Lots of activities going to be going on in the park. You can take carriage rides. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there. There's a screening of Frozen that's going to be coming up on the Friday night. The good news is it's not going to be below freezing, but it is going to be kind of chilly. The high on Friday right now, at least, is forecast for around 47. So when the sun goes down, and it will be down at 6 o'clock, that is going to start cooling off fairly quickly. So bundle up, come on out, get some hot chocolate. You can eat, and there'll be food trucks there, and it's just going to be a great family evening. So make plans to be at Bayless Park in Council Bluffs this Friday night. That's going to wrap up this episode of Morning Coffee. Thank you so much for being a part of things. And again, thank you for all of the wonderful support that we've been getting so far, and would love to hear from you. Any feedback, or if you have ideas of folks you'd like to see on the show, send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. And again, I am Todd Studer. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.